Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are all safe. I hope you are all taking care of yourselves, giving time to yourselves, caring about yourselves and your loved ones. In today's video, I want to talk about a important subject, a important topic. Today I'm going to talk about self-sabotage behavior. Bring your cup of tea or coffee or whatever you want and let's chat a little bit, okay? So self-sabotage. This is something that I dealt with and I'm still dealing with, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. This is something that we all go through, but it's something that needs to be moderated or it can take over life. So today we're going to talk about that. Self-sabotage is when the person sabotages themselves, when the person interrupts their own growth. For example, in the past, when I was being productive and thriving and doing the things that I needed to do, everything's okay. This sudden wave of sadness and unmotivation and being unhappy hits me, and it was something that kept on happening. It's not just once, it's not twice, it's like a cycle. Like I go through this phase, then I turn back to being like normal, productive and happy, and then again I go through this phase of unmotivation, of unhappiness, of sadness, and it was not great. It was really irritating because it interrupted my own life, especially while studying and preparing for exams. And if you are a student, you can relate to that. So you need to be and to stay aligned and to stay à jour, to work on yourself daily and to work on your own assignments and stuff like that. So there isn't time to go through this phase and to disappear. Like you need to work on stuff. You need to do it. So when I go through this phase of unhappiness, it just interrupts me, my own success. And it wasn't satisfying at all. When this phase of unhappiness goes away, I just feel like I'm not qualified. I see people being productive and doing the stuff that they need to do in on time, and I'm here struggling and trying to make stuff in a hurry and in a rush, because I was in this phase of like a caveman, like disappearing, and like I can't concentrate, I can't do stuff that I need to do, and it wasn't good at all. And this is for me a type of self-sabotage, because self-sabotage can take a lot of forms, like this psychological. It can also be physical. Yeah, so let's go back to what we were talking about. So this type of self-sabotage that I was dealing with, and I still deal with sometimes, but it's not in the same level as it was before. So I really had to go and dive deep within myself. When this stuff kept on happening a lot, like in cycles, I was like, I can't stay like that. I can't do this like all my life, because I really want to do something with my life. I want to grow, I want to succeed, I want to find my own purpose in life. So I can't just stay here and sit and witness my own unhappiness. I was like, I need to do something. And here where I started to search, internet is really helpful, and I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. It's really helpful. And I started to look and search for people that are productive. Basically, if you want to succeed, you need to heal yourself. You need to find yourself. You need to see what is the actual problem. What is the thing that keeps you down? So I was grateful to find some videos that really motivated me to heal myself and see what are those stuff that needs to be fixed. And yeah, I was dealing with some types of insecurities. Of course, all of us humans have some type of insecurity that we deal with, and the problem is we keep stuff bottled up until we don't know the actual problem. We keep it down there and we keep it bottled up until we forget about the actual insecurity and we start wondering, why am I like this? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I struggling? We forget about the actual insecurity, and when we don't deal with those insecurities, with those covered insecurities, we can't go forward because those are stuff that keeps us down, drags us down. So first we need to cut them up. How to do it? You need first to know yourself. A lot of times we don't really know ourselves on a deep level, okay? We need first to know ourselves behind those masks. So, first, you need to find yourself, okay? This is the first and important step. This can take time, okay? This can take time, but don't be discouraged because this is so important. The more time you give to yourself, the more you're going to be grateful and you're going to feel really great. You're going to live the life that you want. But first, you need to give time to yourself. In order to get rid of this self sabotage, you need to start with this. Know who you actually are. When you get exposed to yourself, you are going to start to see flaws in yourself. You're going to see those insecurities and those stuff that were covered and that you couldn't see before, but now they are clear and they are there and you need to work on them. There are stuff and some insecurities that are connected to our pasts, so we need to understand why those insecurities are there, how those insecurities happen to be here. Now we're going to go back and we need to understand why those stuff happened. Maybe you've been bullied before, maybe you've gone through some dark times, some really hardships. And here, where the self sabotage is going to be so clear, because when you decide to start working on to fix um those stuff, here you're going to be like, a part of yourself is going to be like, oh, this is so much work, let's just ignore this and let's just move on, life is so good. Let's not go back to the past. And you're going to start procrastinating. And yeah, procrastination is a type of self-sabotage. So you're going to be like, Okay, let's just move on. I don't want to deal with this. This is like so much work and I don't have time for this now, okay? But if you don't work on this, you're going to go through the same cycles again. So don't listen to this voice. You really need to commit to this. You need to work on yourselves and to know yourself and to go back to the roots of those insecurities and of those stuff that you need to work on, okay? You need to go to the roots and to understand why this happened. And here where you can help yourself. And if it's something that you really can't do it yourself, here you need to seek help, professional help, okay? Don't be ashamed of this. This is for your own good and this is for your own success. So, yeah, I decided to know who I am. This took like time and it was hard and it was so draining. And then when I was so done with everything, it was like the only choice. Like, I need to deal with this. I need to face my own fears. I need to face this dark side of myself. This is what I did. And I encourage you guys to do it as well because it's really important. It's a part of the journey. The start is always the hardest. But when you decide to start and you put on the work, not just talking, no, you need to put the first step. When you put the first step, it will feel hard at first, but it's going to be worth it. And this is for your own good. So, this is I think they call it shadow work. This is when you address they call it shadow self, I guess, in spirituality. So, yeah, you need to address this part of yourself that is dark and doesn't want you to go forward in life. It just wants you to just stay in this comfort zone and stay in this circle and do the same things again and never go forward. So we need to cut this out of your life. It's going to feel hard, but I promise you, it's going to be worth it. It's okay. You can cry. You can really scream and be like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. But don't give up. Don't give up because a lot of times when I was like, I guess this is my life. I'm I'm not going to go forward and anything like that. I guess I'm just going to be like that forever. And now looking back at those moments, I just smiled because yeah, I was feeling very bad and but now the situation it's very different and I feel much better and I'm so grateful that I made the decision to go forward and to help myself because you are the person that is going to help you to go forward. You are your own savior and you are responsible for yourself. So take care of yourself and do your work. Do your work. This is really important. As I said, this self sabotage behavior is going to come again and be like, yo, you need to go back to your comfort zone. This is not good. And you're going to feel some fears. You're going to feel insecure. The thing that I need to really talk about is when I felt the need to work on myself. I Those are the moments when I was deleting my social media apps like Instagram. Yeah, this is the only one I have. Yeah, Instagram. And I just work with YouTube, watch YouTube videos and stuff. But phases when I was working on myself are moments when I was deleting the social media because I was so much insecure and I wasn't strong enough to face my own insecurities because social media can trigger our own insecurities. And to really help yourself, delete this app, delete it, and work on yourself. And then when you do your work, come again to your social life, to social media life, okay? But you need to do this in order to work on yourself because a lot of times I see some people that are working on their selves and trying to help themselves, but they stay in this circle, so they just feel helpless and they feel more down. They're like, oh my god, I wish I was like this person, I wish I was this successful, I wish I could travel like this person, etc. I wish I was this hot. But you need to leave this environment in order to help yourself. And when you come back, you're going to come stronger, and this stuff will not affect you because you are so much above this and you are not insecure. And this is the stuff that I realized when I did my work and I worked on my insecurities. I noticed that I'm not affected by those posts. I came back to Instagram and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a hot person. This is a successful person. Yeah, this is good for them. And I don't feel insecure anymore because I'm so much secure in my own self, and this makes me happy, and I want you to come to this conclusion and to realize that and to feel it. Something else that's going to help you to overcome this self sabotage is physical movement. Yes, if you can't go to the gym, just work in your own room. Literally. Like, there are a lot of videos, a lot of people on YouTube that have great videos about fitness, about working on your abs, on your ass, on your arms, on anything you want. Like, literally, there are a lot of YouTubers out there that have makeup videos, they have fashion videos, a lot of stuff out there. And you need to make this step. It's really important because when you feel healthy in your own physical body, this reflects on your mind and on your soul, on your self. Have you ever noticed when you do some exercises, even like some ab exercises, you just feel like so good and you feel motivated and you look in the mirror and you are like, when you reach your goals, for example, the clothing app program, a lot of people try the program, and I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about it. And people, when they reach the last day of the challenge, they are so happy and they look at their bodies and they just look so happy. And this is the thing that we all need to look up to. People that work for their goals. It can be the little things. It's not always have to be like something big. You can just work this week for your abs, next week for something else. Maybe read a book, read something, I don't know, make something, try to sing, try to do something like paint or whatever you want. Just do something, but finish it. Don't just start it and keep it there, because this is something that I did a lot of times. For example, I start drawing something and I just leave it for months. Ended up not finishing the work. And this is something that really need to focus on. when you start something, make sure that you finish it. You need to discipline yourself. So we said the first step, you need to know your who you are, basically, then work on those insecurities, go back and see the roots and the origins of those insecurities and why they did happen. And here, when you go back, you're going to see a lot of times those insecurities, we make them bigger and they are not worth it. This fear of not facing your problems and your insecurities, it's just going to make them bigger. You need to face this now to stop it. So just go back and see, why did this happen? A lot of times when I go back in time and like try to understand why I have this type of insecurity, it's just something that wasn't worth all of this overthinking and all of this energy. Like literally, when you overthink, you just drain your own energy on something that is not worth it. So when I understood that, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. And literally, I feel so much better. Like, for example, when I signed up in the gym, I couldn't like go, and I was like, oh my god, people are going to look at me. I'm going to look like a fool. I don't know how to work those machines. I don't know how to do anything. Even if I see YouTube videos, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so much awkward. I can go. But when I tried, literally, when I tried the first time, I went alone and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try that. I'm going, even if I look like a fool, even if I feel awkward, I'm just going to do it. I was shaking and I tried and I was not making eye contact, of course. I was so awkward. But when I started working, I don't know, I just felt changing. Like literally, I felt changing, and I was like, "Oh my god, this feels good." And when I went back home, I was like, "I did it! I literally did it!" And it was the most satisfying feeling. And I did it again, and I was proud of myself. And that's why I'm telling you, you need to make the first step. If you are so much anxious and you can't do some type of activities alone, go with someone. Maybe it's a friend. If you don't have friend, it's okay. Maybe it's a sibling, it's your mom, it's your dad. If you don't have anybody, just try. Literally nobody cares. I'm telling you this. Like I was so self-conscious and I was like, "Oh my god, everybody looks at me even if like I went through a phase. I was so anxious and I was so self-conscious when I couldn't like go alone. This is another topic. In my mind I was like, oh my god, people are looking at me. So yeah, I was so self-conscious, but now looking back, I'm like, overthinking is draining. It's really draining, and the energy that you're going to waste on that, put it on your own self and work on yourself, and it's going to be rewarding. It's going to be rewarding, and you're going to feel so much better. Everything I said now, I heard people talking about this before, but I didn't believe it. I was like, no, they are born like that. Like some people are just gifted, and I literally wasn't believing what they are saying. But now this is like so true. This is not new information. This is just a realization, and I want you to understand that this is obtainable and you can achieve this. You can feel satisfied in your own self. and you can be self-loving. Loving yourself and be proud of yourself, but you need to work, to put on the work, and to take the first step. When you feel that you are sabotaging yourself, just put this first step. I guarantee you, just try. Like literally, just try. Like a lot of times when we have a lot of work to do, we start procrastinating. And here, when we start sabotaging ourselves, we start overthinking and we start procrastinating, and then we ended up not doing anything. So before you start procrastinating and doing all of this, just start right away. Take your things and start working. Don't let yourself overthink. Don't give yourself the chance to overthink, because once you start overthinking, you are going to procrastinate, and procrastination is self-sabotage. I'm telling you, you need to do the work. Maybe this is a sign. Good luck. And you're going to do it. And feel free to write on the comments your own experiences. Share with me. Don't get me wrong, I am still sometimes self sabotaging. I'm still procrastinating a lot of times, and I literally have a lot of work to do. At university, I have a lot of stuff to work on. I need to work on my finals, and I'm not doing this, but we are going to do this. Another tip is, if you have someone to share this with, share it with them. When you share your own experiences, you can overcome the dark times. This is something that I realized is when I started to open up. I started to really overcome my own fears, my own insecurities, just like laugh about it. And if you don't have anybody, or if you can't, you are so shy, or you can't really open up to people around you, you can open up to people that are in the digital world, in social media or YouTube, maybe a YouTuber, maybe here, down there in the comments. You can open yourself without being judged. And I do understand this. Like before, I couldn't really open up because I wasn't in the right environment and I wasn't in the right mindset. So yeah, now I feel much better. I feel much free, and I feel like I can talk about my own problem without feeling like without feeling so closed off as I was before. And this is something that, yeah, I just recently uh achieved this. And yes, so just talk to me if you want. And if you have something that you are dealing with, you can literally just write it down in the comments, and we can talk together and create our own little community. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the video right here. I wish you all the best, and don't procrastinate. Thank you so much for listening, and